Hi guys, welcome to Root Stem and welcome to the painting tutorial for this metallic blue Ambot. So yeah, we're going to be painting up this figure. Thank you very much for joining us. If you do like the content, please consider liking, sharing, subscribing, all the usual good stuff here on YouTube. It's not a difficult figure to do if you know what you're doing, and as you can see, it's not the most complicated of paint scheme. You do require an airbrush though, so if you've got airbrush, you can do it. If you haven't, then you're probably going to be needing some dry brushing techniques. If you don't have some of the paints, if you just have a look up online, you can sometimes get some alternatives. So that's all fine. We're going to now use some Green Stuff World, some metallic white, some Mystic White, which is a metallic white. Checking itself here. We're going to do that, and we're going to kind of zenithal highlight sections of the actual Ambot. So we're going to be doing it as like an enforcer Ambot, and what he's going to be able to have is very nice sort of like bright blue in areas, very dark blue in others. We're going to be using a contrast paint to be able to help us with this. Might even do something different with his face. But anyway, let's get cracking. So in the airbrush, you can see from there, I've got a mixture, a little tiny bit of water, some Vallejo flow improver, and of course some Vallejo thinner. Now the reason I'm using flow improver and thinner together, quite a few people don't do that, because I'm using a metallic, and I much prefer to use a thinner over water. The water is in there mainly just to go down the shaft first. And hopefully this comes out without me having to, there we go. Nice big dollop. Just big enough, and then I've got to get our mixing brush. Mixing brush. Find out the consistency I'm after. Don't put that into your tea. Let's go. Now we've loaded up the airbrush with Telesar Blue, and we're going to coat the entire figure, but I have covered up the face. So we have the silver, we've got the blue all nice and shiny, and now we're going to apply a red face. Now this is the reason we're doing the red face, is because the enforcers that I've painted for my friend Will are red and blue. I'm just going to use this contrast paint just to go over that metallic silver. It's metallic, it's supposed to be metallic white, and it's a lot brighter than any other silvers that I've seen. Sure you don't get any of this on that blue, you just airbrushed. So it'll be a bit of a nightmare to sort out if you have Now I've got a mix of Nuln oil with some lime medium. We are just going to try and run this in the recess as best as we possibly can. We should just be able to kind of spot it in its field. Clear out a little bit of an additional shade. Next process, on my wet palette I've got some iron hand steel. I'm just going to paint in very gently and carefully. I'm going to paint in all the internal workings. I don't want to have the armoured blue. Now I don't know about you guys, but I thin my metallics with lime and medium rather than water. This just stops too much separation. Now that the silver's done, I've also done some Screaming Bell across the top. I'm going to get a very crooked old shade brush, and we're just going to put Nuln oil into the silver. And Stormhorse Silver next for your silver highlight. Now, we've got the silver highlighted. It's doing well so far. If I just give it a... and then, what we are going to do is, we're going to get some Avaland Sunset. And we're going to start to kind of block in some yellow. Now, the reason for this, we'll take a couple of coats of this, is I'm going to be doing some hazard sections. So the hazard sections that I'm wanting to do, you don't have to follow this bit, but it will look pretty good when it's done. It's going to be here, across opposite side. So I'm just quickly doing this so you guys can see. And I'm going to do the mandibles. So the mandibles are also going to have a hazard warning pattern on there, which I'm going to start with the yellow. And we're going to wet blend it. We're going to build it up to a Uriel yellow. So I've quickly done the finished off the yellow, and put some stripes on them. Not the greatest, but they will do for this video. And I'm going to do the rope. Now what I'm going to do with the rope, all the little sections, all the little bits like this, the inner bits of the rope, maybe that lights across upon the eyes. I'm going to paint that one grey sear, that's going to be grey sear, that's grey sear, and then the lights I'm going to paint with the silver, the really bright silver, and then we're going to come in with a little bit more contrast paint. We're also going to put some black contrast paint on these type of pipes. So any pipes you've got that's like that, just underneath the leg, not this one, but any sort of like that, we're going to paint that with black to make it look a bit more like an armoured cable. So what we've got now is some oak flesh, we've got some Nasdaq yellow put into those little bits, we've got some Skeleton Horde, apologies, Skeleton Horde put onto the ropes, and once that's actually dry we're nearly done. Now what I'm going to do, because there's this little bit here, you can see it, this little section, it's kind of like a rubber. If you may have seen sort of like maybe on some gear sticks and things of that nature, sort of like a rubberized section just to try and protect any internal workings. What we're going to use is we're going to use this matte flat black from Scale Colour. That is going to dry really, it's going to look a little bit like rubber. I tend to use it on tyres, so I'm going to get that just applied here. We'll get into the go home section now. I'm wanting to have these shoulder pads so I can just match up some of the other stuff. So we're going to just paint up these with red. I'm going to start off just by applying some corn red just on the trim and of course underneath. Our highlight is going to be some thinned down Evil Sun Scarlet. I'm going to do the opposite side. I'm going to be a bit more cautious, so I'm going to do that off camera. So a bit of orange has also been added to that trim, and I'm going to stick some transfers on this bad boy and consider him done. And there we have it, guys, the finished article. That's going to be transfers on there as well. I do have transfer videos if you want to go and have a look. It'll be, you know, it's quite easy to do as long as you've got the right equipment such as micro salt and micro set. Of course, it's been varnished with a mecha varnish just to give it a little bit of sheep. Well, thank you very much for watching, guys. Please like, share, subscribe, hit that notification button if you do want to see more, and we'll see you on our next video.